Salam. Today's teaching is from the book The Origins, Evolution and Future of Islam by Reza Aslan. No God but God. The content is the prologue of the clash of the monotheisms by the author known in chronology of key events. The author note, the chronology of events. I'll be reading by the first chapter, The Sanctuary in the Desert, Pre-Islamic Arabia, the 6th century. In the Arid, the desolate basin of Mecca, surrounded on all sides the bare mountains of the Arabian desert, stands a small, nondescript sanctuary that the ancient Arabs refer as Kaaba, the cube. The Kaaba is a squat, roofless edifice made of unmortared stone and sunk in a valley of sand. Its four walls so low it is said a young goat can leap over them, are swathed in strips of heavy cloth. As its base, two small doors are chiseled into the grey stone, allowing entry into the inner sanctum. It is here, inside the cramped interior of the sanctuary, the gods of pre-Islamic Arabia reside. Hubal, the Syrian god of the moon; Al-Uzza, the powerful goddess of Egyptians known as Isis, and the Greeks called Aphrodite; Al-Qutba, and Napadine, god of writing, divination; Jesus, the incarnate god of the Christians; and the Holy Mother Mary. In all, there are said to be 360 idols housed in and around the Kaaba, representing every god recognized in the Arabian Peninsula. During the holy months, when the desert fairs and the Greek markets envelop the city of Mecca, pilgrims from all over the peninsula make sacrifices and pray for health. Then, in remarkable ritual, the origins of which are the mystery, the pilgrims gather as a group and rotate around Kaaba 7 times, some pausing to kiss each corner of the sanctuary before being captured and swept away again by the current of bodies. The pagan Arabs gathered around Kaaba believe the sanctuary to have been founded by Adam, the first man. They believe that Adam's original edifice was destroyed by the Great Flood, then rebuilt by Noah. They believe that Noah, the Kaaba, was forgotten centuries until Abraham rediscovered it while visiting his firstborn son, Ismail, and his concubine, Hagar, both of whom had been banished to this wilderness in the behest of Abraham's wife, Sarah. And they believe it was the very spot that Abraham nearly sacrificed Ismail for being stopped by the promise that, like his younger brother Isaac, Ismail, and are also a great nation, the descendants of whom now spin over the sandy Mecca valley like a desert whirlwind. Of course, these are just stories intended to convey that the Kaaba means not where it came from. The truth is that no one knows who built the Kaaba, or how long it has been there. It is likely that the sanctuary was not even the original reason for the sanctity of this place. Near the Kaaba is well called Zamzam, fed by a bountiful undergrowing spring. The traditions claims has been placed there is no nourish Hagar and Ismail. It requires no stretch of the imagination to recognize how a spring situated in the middle of the desert could become a sacrifice place for the wandering Bedouin tribes of Arabia. Kaaba itself may have been erected many years later, not as some sort of Arab pantheon, but as a secure place to store the consecrated objects used in the rituals that had evolved through Zamzam. Indeed, the earliest traditions concerning the Kaaba claims that the inside it was a pit dug in the sand which contained treasures magically guarded by a snake. It is also possible that the original sanctuary held some cosmological significance for the ancient Arabs. Not only were many of the idols in the Kaaba associated with the planets and stars, but the legend they totaled 360 in number suggests astral communications. commutations. The 7 circumambulations of Kaaba, called Toda in Arabic, is the primary ritual of the annual Hajj pilgrimage. Many have been intended to mimic the motion of the heavenly bodies. It was, after all, the common belief among ancient peoples that their temples and sanctuaries were terrestrial replicas of the cosmic mountain from which the creation sprang. The Kaaba, like the pyramids of Egypt or the temple in Jerusalem, may have been constructed as an axis mundi, sometimes called a navel spot. The circuit space around the universe revolves the link between the earth and the solid dome of heaven. That would explain why there was one time a nail driven into the floor of the Kaaba, and the ancient Arabs referred to as the navel of the world. Jihahorting has shown the ancient pilgrims would sometimes enter the sanctuary, tear off their clothes, and place their own navels over the nail, therefore merging with the two cosmos. The Allah says of so many things about Kaaba, its origins are more speculation. The only thing scholars can say with their certainty is that by the 6th century, the small sanctuary made of mud, stone, and had become the center of religious life in pre-Islamic Arabia. That intriguing yet defined era of paganism that Muslims refer to as the Jahiliyyah, the time of ignorance. So that is my reading from the Quran, as I'll be reading from the Quran is true, as Muhammad is the final prophet mentioned in the Bible. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, and Toda.